Hello dear students, I am Dr. Chandrakala HT. In this video, I'll be teaching one of the main protocol of application layer, the Telnet. Under Telnet, I'll be teaching three processes: local login, remote login, and network virtual terminal. Telnet is a remote login protocol which is available on the application layer. Today, most of the users on a network want to run different application programs on remote sites and transfer the results to the local site. Not only running application programs, they might also want to download files present on remote servers onto their local systems. In order to facilitate this kind of remote access, client-server protocols like FTP and SMTP are useful, but these protocols establish a static connection with the remote site, which is not very user-friendly. A popular client-server protocol called Telnet is used in order to meet this kind of remote access demands. Telnet, which stands for Terminal Network, it provides a connection to the remote computer dynamically in such a way that the local terminal gets an illusion that it is working on its own local terminal, but it will be working on the remote computer. Hence, it's a very user-friendly way in which the network user can log in to the remote computer and run application programs and download the results from the remote computer to the local computer. There are two types of logins in Telnet: local login and remote login. Local login is shown in this particular picture. When a user logs into the local computer, we call it as a local login. The local user logs in to the local computer using his terminal, and the terminal driver will receive the request from the user. Any keystrokes given by the user will be taken by the terminal driver and they will be passed to the operating system. Based on the commands given by the user through the keyboard, the operating system will invoke the desired application program. The user can make use of commands for invoking application programs. Also, sometimes using GUI, he can click icons and invoke the desired application program. In case of commands, each operating system will have assigned a special meaning to special characters. For example, in Unix operating system, Ctrl-Z combination keys mean to suspend an application program. So like this, either using commands or using the GUI, the user of the local computer can invoke any application program locally. Coming to remote login, let us see how remote login works. The remote login is shown in the picture here. So in case of remote login, at the local computer, the user will send commands through keystrokes to the terminal driver of the local computer. The terminal driver in turn sends these commands through the operating system to the Telnet client. The Telnet client will convert these commands into network virtual terminal formats. The network virtual terminal formats are universal character formats. They can be understood by any computer on the network. So since today's computers are heterogeneous in nature, this conversion is required for a remote login. So after the Telnet client converts the command to network virtual terminal character format, it delivers to the local TCP IP stack. So through the local TCP IP stack, these NVT formats are sent to the remote host through the internet. At the remote site, the TCP IP stack at the remote site will accept these NVT formats and send them to the Telnet server through the operating system. The Telnet server will send these NVT formats to a special software called pseudo terminal driver, which invokes the appropriate application program and gets the operation done through the application program and sends the result back to the Telnet client. And the Telnet client will then pass it to the local host through the operating system. This is how a remote login occurs. Now let us throw some more light on what is network virtual terminal. So as I told you, today's network is an interconnection of heterogeneous computers. Two computers can be totally different from each other in terms of the hardware and softwares which are in use, the type of operating systems they are running, and the type of application programs which they use. In such a situation, to facilitate remote login, a network virtual terminal is very important. The network virtual terminal acts as an interface and defines how data and commands can be sent across the network. So the local computer will issue commands in the local computer character set. This will be taken by the Telnet client and it is converted into an NVT character set. The network virtual terminal will be working in the Telnet client. Its job is to convert the local computer character set to NVT character set so that it can travel through the internet and it can be understood by the Telnet server. So these NVT character sets, upon reception at the Telnet server, will be taken up and the Telnet server will convert it to the remote computer character set, and through the pseudo terminal driver, it will invoke the appropriate application program and it will serve the request given by the local terminal and send back the result to the local terminal. Hence, the network virtual interface is very useful in order to establish an universal interface between two different computers. Two different computers might be different in terms of the hardware which they are using and the operating system which they are running and the application programs which are in use. For example, in one computer which runs a DOS operating system, Control Z stands for end of file. Whereas the same operation, end of file, can be indicated on Unix operating system using a different set of keystrokes, Control D. So these differences can be matched up using the network virtual interface, which acts as a network virtual terminal in order to establish universal compatibility between heterogeneous computers on the network. The Telnet client translates the characters which come from the local terminal into NVT form and then delivers them to the network. thus hiding any differences which might exist with the server in terms of character set given by the client. The server need not worry about what type of character set was used to send the command, because it will never see the local character set in its command. It only sees the NVT form, and NVT form is readily understandable by the Telnet server. So this is how a Telnet protocol allows to perform remote login using the network virtual terminal. Thank you.